Now that we've talked about template URLs and we've looked into loading in other HTML files into our app by setting up a web server, it's the perfect time to segue into something called ngView. Now, ngView is going to allow us to go into our app and set up the config function is when you can still only access the providers. You can't access the actual, so for instance, I'm going to access the route provider. I can't access the route object. So those route, like the route and the services and everything aren't ready yet. So this is before everything's ready. So this is the time to say things like route provider, and you can configure it for when it's injected into other things. So we'll say when the path is this. If you've ever used any other web framework, there's always some sort of routing, and this is just basically how it's done here. So when the path is just slash, we'll say the template URL is going to be, we'll just call it app.html, and then our controller is going to be our app controller. Let's set up our app controller here. We'll say app controller, and with a scope, and then our scope model message. This is my app. All right, so if you can see what's going on here, we're just going to load in a template called app.html. We're going to give it a default controller of app controller, which we defined here. And then if I just simply create the view, just say we need app, and let's delete all of this, and let's put a big H1 in there, and we have our binding to the model message. This should be ready to go. So we have this is my app. Now the way this was wired up, just a quick review, all we used was this one simple tag. This is any single page app. You want to be able to change pages. This is the way to change pages, because this ngView tag relates to the routing in the route provider. It's going to check the URL, and it's going to load based on this object. There's some other options we'll get into later, but based on this object, the template URL, it's going to look up this. We talked about the template cache in another video. Load that in there, apply the app controller to it. So it gives us this scope with a model and a message on it, and then we'll just plop that right into our template that we load up. So that's ngView, and we'll go into more detail soon.